That's right. Today, April 25th, 2024. It's Dork Court. All right. As you see, my character today is Thomas Magnum, uh, private investigator on the islands of Hawaii. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but last week I did a dark trek by myself, babbling into the future. Near the end, I got into a riff to the point where everyone accused me of being Bill Burr about it, and I'll take it. I love that guy's podcast. It's amazing. He'll take something that is the funniest thing, and he ends up sounding like everybody I went to college with. So that's why I enjoy the comedy of Bill Burr. Hey, check it out. Steve Ukran is showing up. He's entering the airlock. Here he is.
Yo, what's up?
Steve Ukran. Man. Myth. Legend.
How you doing today?
I'm fantastic. I've got a very balanced thing going on. Mimi made me listen to some astrology facts yesterday. She has a coworker that is super into the arcane arts, the dark arts, the occult. I don't know. Hey, Mark.
Oh, well,
To the point where I thought it'd be cool to get on their good side, and I had a Vertigo tarot deck around for like 21 years. And I bought it at the time because I knew that there was a scene, and there was always going to be a scene.
For sure.
So that's a cool thing to like pick under your TV and then bring it out and see what it's worth. And it was worth like a couple $100, But it was worth it to me to go, hey, you know what? You actually have use for something like this.
For sure.
You understand what it is and what it's supposed to do, but you also are a huge Neil Gaiman fan and you understand it from that thing. So like this doesn't deserve to just be sitting in a thing by myself. And I got educated. Like you can't just take it out of the package and start reading, man. You have to cleanse it because it's been sitting next to your bed for 14 years, right?
Huh.
And that's its own thing. Like it was in a little shelf in the dark with all the other action that's going on around it, but it could never play around or anything. And it was really kind of cute. I'm like, well, whatever you have to do, it sounds like it's going to the right place because, again, I just thought it was this collectible. It was sitting on a shelf next to my bed.
Exactly.
What was it?
The old Vertigo tarot deck. Has found a home with one of Mimi's coworkers.
Nice.
But that came up because, well, I don't know if you guys know, last week Mercury was in retrograde, so there was a lot of that going on, and then Mimi decided that the stuff she knew needed to go into my brain, and now I'm sharing the information with you. That she explained the whole, like, you have your astrological sign, that, like the day you were born you're a Gemini or Sagittarius or Libra or whatever.
Right.
But she explained the whole, like, Libra with Cancer rising thing.
Huh.
That every sign has the rising bit is there's a constellation in the eastern sky. So in order to figure that out, you need to know where and when you were born to know what constellation was due east right at that moment. And they figured out there's all kinds of charts about it.
Sure. Yeah.
So we found out that because I know exactly when I was born and we remember exactly when Walker was born, we were able to figure out that I'm a Libra with Cancer rising and Walker is a Cancer with Cancer rising. And I don't know how that works, but
interesting. Are you guys getting a reverb?
Yeah. No. After Mark sat back down, I think he did something that made his audio go wackadoodle. Oh, it's off now.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, now it's on again.
Yep.
Now it's off.
Oh, interesting. What are you doing, Larry?
Me? I'm
No,
not doing
it's me.
Oh,
I
is it? Oh, okay. Too funny.
I mean, it's whenever my mic is on.
Oh, interesting.
Hmm.
No,
Well, your mic's on
I don't
now,
hear it.
though.
No, I don't hear it
Hear
now.
Oh, so it's good now?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're good now.
You probably needed to
Weird.
turn it one of those turn on, turn off kind of Jimmy Jams.
Steve got me a pair of Chuck E. Cheese mouse ears also.
Oh my God, that goes great with your hat.
And your Garfield in the background. Love it.
For that little guy.
Nope, other way. Yep.
Everything is backwards.
Oh, you are reversed. I am I'm right. What am I pointing to? Is this Larry's head?
No.
Larry's head's over here, right?
Larry's right
Yeah.
here.
Okay, yeah. Oh, not for me. Not for me.
I don't know how to answer that question because it's kind of like both of these.
I wore this
Anyway,
in D&D last night.
Oh, you
Because they have little horns.
Nice. Speaking of which, anything new on the? Well, hold on. We chatted last time. You had seen Ghostbusters.
Yes.
You've now. Did we chat about Rebel Moon 2?
No, we were about to.
Okay.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, okay.
Steve, have you seen it?
I told you how I watched it.
I was right. Very quickly.
I watched it. I watched the whole movie, but probably the whole movie in maybe an hour.
Okay.
Did you speed by the slow motion scenes or something?
I actually didn't speed by the slow motion scenes. There's an element in the middle where it's just like we're all going to sit around a picnic table and give you our backstory and why we're, and it was like,
yawn.
and it was like, I'm like, cool. No one I'm invested in, so I actually don't care about your backstory. So I kind of just like zoomed right through that, and then I got to like the big battle and all that stuff, and I didn't mind it. I actually liked it a lot. I don't know. It's one of those things. Like every time you introduce like mythology or stuff like that into a movie, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't. I kind of don't care about that. I kind of just want to see like I was cool with the slow motion, action, and I thought the sword fight at the end was awesome. I think no knock on what's her name, Sophia, whatever her name is. She's great. The bad guy's great. I liked it. I'm like, cool backstory. Yeah, I kind of don't care. If I need to know it, and it's one of those things like if I need to know it when 3 comes out, then I'll go back and watch it. But like for me to enjoy this one, I was like, yeah, I didn't need that. So
that's the best part of the movie.
what was it though?
No.
Oh, okay.
There's a thing going on in theatrical narrative now where it's really bad in Star Trek Discovery where there'll be something happen in a scene, like you're in a bar and somebody gets stabbed in the side, and instead of having a brawl where like a bit of information is released or some item is obtained or something that moves you to the next scene, everybody stops and talks about their feelings and like how this stabbing's impacted them. And if they really should decide to call some paramedics or stuff, the guy's probably going to be okay, and this way I won't reveal it. You know what I mean? There's this weird thing that like TV didn't used to be like that, and I don't know why it is now, and it should cut it out. because Steve's right. You can just skip by whole bits of shit that kind of don't matter. So then my question as an audience member is, why did this get shot? If it doesn't matter, if it doesn't tell you something about the characters or advance the plot in some way, or reveal some interesting tidbit or commentary on the human condition or fucking anything, no, it's just one fucking refrigerator saying to another refrigerator, I think it's cold.
Rebel Moon is a D&D movie. Like it's playing a campaign, and there's a scene, and the scene that Steve is talking about is when it's like, all right, cool, we're in between fights. Let's do a little character development. Who are you? Why are you here? What's your problem? Give me your backstory.
Oh, I see.
and it goes to each character, and it's like, I was the prince of a fallen world, and my father was murdered, and it's like, cool. And she's like, my village was trampled on, and I cut my hands off, and I put these gauntlets on, and they taught me how to fight. But it's basically this. It's the D&D session in between fighting.
Thanks for telling me that, because when I do watch it, I will groove to that.
Well, listen,
but I'll make little jokes like, I am the princess of a fallen world, and this necklace gives me +5 strength.
Yeah, no, right. I got the gauntlets of fighting. That was, and it's funny because I think she's. I forget the order, but the first I watched through I sat through the first one, and I was just like, oh, okay, that's interesting. I wonder where this goes. And then when it kind of did like, telling your stories around the picnic table, I was kind of like, oh, that's what we're doing here. And then again, I'm like, cool. Yeah. Not what I'm looking for in this movie. And or again, how do I say that? Cool. I kind of don't care. And but the reason he supposedly he's filmed so much footage for these films that he's supposed to have an R-rated version and a director's cut version.
Yeah, I read that today.
Meaning that like he's filmed every scene or a good portion of every scene with different dialogue. So could be like, that's where I'm interested, because then it's then I'm like, oh, okay, well, what do you really do? Like, give me a different perspective on what these scenes are. I don't know.
But that's why I haven't like hustled to watch it yet, because we're like totally grooving on Shogun. And I'm loving this Hulu show called Davian Jones's Locker. I don't know if you heard about this, but it's basically what got my attention. It's kind of a kid's show, tweener show, like Hannah Montana, whatever that audience is. But it's kind of I did this story called The Spot for proof of concept about some kids who found like this little portal. And so that's kind of the broad conceit of this, is that their locker in high school is a portal to multi-dimensions, and then they have adventures. And it's so far beyond what I was going to do. Mine was going to be this little house on the prairie kind of thing. The dad was the sheriff, and they'd solve crimes. And isn't that cute? And they're just doing like basically Bill and Ted for 13-year-olds. But it's like super self-aware. So hilarious for people our age.
What's it called?
Davy and Jonesy's Locker. Anyway, it's pretty cool. The other thing that I really like is that everybody's all like excited about inclusion and wokeness and stuff in TV, and so like you would think for a show like this, they have a character who goes by they pronouns, but the two leads who are supposed to be so cool, and that's their thing, that they're so nerdy that they're beyond this regular world of jocks drinking root beer. The person they think is the coolest fucking person in the world is the trans character. So it's really cool, because it's not like they're not set apart as other, and if they are, it's because they're too elite. You know what I mean? It's like not the usual thing you get. And so they come in. Their name is Alexis, and they're like the arbiter of taste for the school, which is even cooler, right? They like, is this shirt look good on me, Alexis? And then, and they're solving some other problem, but they'll give you the thumbs up on your shirt. And I don't know, I forget why I went off on this, other than that's probably why I haven't got to Rebel Moon, because we've been watching that and Shogun.
Yeah.
And so, but when I read this morning that he has the director's cut and an R-rated version, he's made different choices for different scenes, to the point where he's changing dialogue and like just shot the same scene like 4 different ways, just in case, I was like, well, you know what? I'll just wait until the giant supercut comes out and just watch that, because what I'm interested in is how it's different, but I don't want to do the homework. And so, because I just do that for Star Trek, and even that's getting to be kind of a lot.
Well,
Star Trek, you're getting to be a lot.
Yeah. No, well, the interesting part with the Rebel Moon is it's kind of like you look at it from like I look at it as like as it's 3 cuts, you have like the version that Netflix wanted to put out, and that's the one that they're promoting, right? And who knows how they promote the other ones. Then you have an R version, which is essentially people at Netflix are like, yeah, this is cool and all, but we can kind of up this a little bit. And then you have the director's cut, which is truly his vision, which is actually what he's doing all this for. So it's almost like, why do we have these watered down versions, and why is that what you're introducing us with? You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like
I just want
just give me the.
I just went on a tangent. I was looking at the IMDb of the Davy Jonesy, and there's an actor named Erica Swayze, and I had to find out if she was related to Patrick Swayze, and she's not. So cool. This line you all know.
Nice. Well, that's cool because it sounds like we've chosen potpourri, Alex, for 800 because I just had a crazy idea about what you guys just said.
Be right back, guys. Sorry, getting knocked at the door.
All right, we'll just wait because this idea is too good. Oh. No, we'll say hey to Chris. Hey, Chris.
Yeah, I'm realizing, Larry, you didn't advertise. You didn't advertise on your Facebook today.
No, you're good. You're good.
What's that?
So you didn't post on your Facebook today, so it just might be Chris watching us today. The true diehards.
I put it up around 11:30 or so. There was that picture of the gorillas.
Oh yeah,
Alcatraz in the background. Yeah, I did it a little late. We had a lacrosse game yesterday, so we got home late. We didn't finish eating dinner until 10. Walker slept in late. Mimi's alarm didn't go off. I was sitting there enjoying my coffee. I didn't even think. Like, everybody's on their own. Oh, wait. Right. I'm having a nice morning because nobody's up yet. So everybody's mad at me because I forgot to wake them up. And, so it was a frenzied start this morning. So by the time there was some controversy with the loose cannon thing, I had to make sure that was okay.
Oh,
also my angry girlfriend project that I'm doing. We're trying to explain that one to everyone involved. You know about that, right? The first appearance.
No, I don't think I know. I've heard this.
The first appearance of Green Goblin is Spider-Man 14, and apparently back in the 90s, you can look this up because the guy finally came out of the woodwork and answered it on Reddit, like how this happened. He when he was a teenager, he used it as some kind of like trust fall experiment with girls he liked to give them this
angry girlfriend. Is it angry girlfriend?
Oh yes, okay, yeah.
All right, so you guys are aware of the angry girlfriend variant, right?
Yes.
So I decided, why isn't there an angry girlfriend variant? And so I got a Amazing Spider-Man 14 reprint from Mexico, so I didn't have to do this to a real Spider-Man 14. Still cost me $44, but I scanned it all, and then scanned like there's 72 DPI pics of the real angry girlfriend. It's been slabbed. I can't find out what it trades for, but I'm dying to know what it sold for the last time. And
give me a minute.
It says on the cover, it says, "Chance, I'm glad to fucking ruin something like you ruined my life," or whatever. So I basically took a 72 DPI pic of that and just embossed it on a print quality thing. And the idea is we're going to print that up as a comic, hand write over it, so it looks nice and sloppy. The inside front cover says "Angry Girlfriend Movie Prop" because the idea is Walker's going to do a movie about this thing, and there's a scene where he rips it the girl rips it in half. So that's why I need about 50 of them, and and I think this will work because any overages, will destroy, obviously.
But did you say there was drama, or did something happen?
Well, there's an argument to be made that I don't have the rights to reprint Amazing Spider-Man 14 in any way. But my argument is that parity, fair use. It's obviously not. It won't be confusion in the marketplace. I'm not passing it off as a forgery. It's like the intent is not there. It's all intended to be. It says movie property inside and 72 point type. I think I just we have to see what the boss says over at the printing plant. I'm not. It's not like I'm asking him to shoot plates of 20s for me.
Yeah. Oh, I see what's going on.
On this particular linen-based paper.
I don't know why, but that reminded me of Gary Larson, who did The Far Side. He had one of his comics was the video store in hell, and it's just 1,000 copies of Ishtar. And he, being a very reclusive person, doesn't really do interviews, doesn't really talk about it, but he did a public statement recently where he's like, I probably should apologize for other things, but I just want to say that I'm apologizing for ripping on Ishtar because I just watched it and I liked it.
And it's like bothered him for 37 years or whatever.
Yeah.
That's great.
All right. I did research. I find out there's a gentleman who has the Angry Girlfriend issue. Okay. He bought it off of eBay, won't disclose what he purchased it for, but he purchased it from the original guy. He's gotten offers up to $50,000 for it, and he won't sell it. But I think since then,
you say $50,000?
$50,000. And I think since then, the actual issue, so the comic is slabbed by CGC, but over the time, he's had the CGC cover signed by a bunch of people. Like, I think even Stan Lee is on it. I'm not going to watch the article, but a bunch of like famous like Spider-Man artists and stuff have signed the CGC cover of it. Pretty cool.
Can you get a CGC comic CGC'd?
That's what I thought Steve was going to say. I did some research, and the CGC did the original slabbing. That company, slabbing company that slabs the slabs. That's been verified as well. So
that's an interesting question because I just read an article, and this is where I'll nerd off into like collectordom. So like CGC and PSA are all like the grading companies that grade everything now. So they're grading they're starting to grade DVDs and like VHS movies and laser discs and all that stuff.
Yeah, I saw action figures.
Yeah. So now the big thing that they're doing or they're trying to do is, I didn't know this, but people are collecting, like if you are a golfer and you go to the Masters, there's this like bag tag that they put on your bag if you're a golfer. So they're, like obviously if you're golfing in the Masters, obviously pretty elite, right? And the tag is weird because it has a cylindrical like little metal rivet in the center. So they're trying to figure out how they can create this is what I was reading. Do you see what I read? This is how boring could this possibly be? But essentially create like a CGC case or a PSA case that can account for this like rivet that's thicker than everything else, but also make it so that it doesn't move. So it's like they're moving into the realm of like, now we're going to start grading things that are just misshaped. And how do you which is interesting because it's like you can think of all these other things that can now start getting like graded.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Huh.
Anyway. I sent in Larry.
When are you getting your Dune cup sent in?
You mean my popcorn bucket?
Yeah.
Yeah, soon. I sent in I told Mark I sent in. Do you remember when we were at the Alameda and I bought all of those concert tickets?
Yes, I do.
So I sent in a bunch of those to get graded and actually to get like told what they are.
Sure, yeah.
Because I did some research on them, but I sent.
Do you want to just say it really fast in case like Sag doesn't know what we're talking about?
Oh, sure, absolutely. Yeah. So, or for anyone who watches later,
story.
We're at Alameda Flea Market. One of the vendors has tons of junk and crap, but one of the things he happens to have is an old what do you call it? Like pegboard? Is it pegboard? Pegboard, and it's just covered in concert tickets. And it's just like the whole board is covered with concert tickets. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, I think I bought it for like, I don't know, like $30 or something like that. Like something
But there was
ridiculous.
amazing things on it. Like even a rube like me, it was like Prince and Gallagher, and
it was
just
like first
everyone was an icon.
David Bowie, Elton John.
Was there's Steely Dan too, wasn't
Steely Dan, sure. Foghat, like it was ZZ Top. Like it's like everyone. It's like and it started from like 1970 to like 75.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I
just remember going, because you paid something insane, like $15 for it, right? It was
honestly, it was like $30 or something, and the guy was just like, "Make it go away."
I remember going, you could sell one of those tickets and get your money back. So that's where we're at in the story, right? Did you get some?
Yeah.
Did you get some? Did you get them graded? Did somebody look at them?
I sent them.
So that's where we are in the story,
and I'm waiting for them to come back. But like you said, once I figured I've already sold a ticket that was in it that I thought there was like a Kiss ticket. So I sold the Kiss ticket and that paid for everything. So I was like, all right, now I'm cool. I don't care.
Yeah, that's amazing. I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. Wait, I honestly think you paid like $20 for it.
You might be right. I don't. Yeah, I know who the vendor is. So like, if we go to Alameda again,
I remember it was in that range, right? Where, like if you said 20, I'd be like, okay. If you said 30, I'd be like, sure.
Yeah, it's totally.
Like, it wasn't
totally
more than that, though. Yeah. You know, it was where I was like, well, this is quite reasonable for what I think this is going to end up turning out to be, and I'm just like a guy who like lived through that era and knows those bands. I didn't, but then after we talked about it a little, and they were like significant shows on some.
Oh yeah, it's like I have like two of them that I'm getting back are like David Bowie's first tour in the United States.
Yeah.
Elton John's first tour in the United States. Like probably like his third show in the United States. Like that's those are two of the ones that I sent in, and I'm like, okay, this is nuts. But he's one of those.
What company did you send him to? CGC or
PSA?
PSA.
Yeah. So CGC is one that predominantly is like for comics. That's the most respectable one for comics. PSA is the card one. But they also do like tickets, and they're also like
autographs.
Autographs. Now you see a lot of like there's a big push for like movie premieres. They're like a lot of people are like grading their movie premiere tickets. Which again, I my thought is just like it's cool if you have them displayed. I think it's just another way to like protect something that sun fades. But no, that vendor there, he's one of those guys where if it makes it to Alameda, though he doesn't want it to go back in his truck.
Got it.
Yeah. The thing that I really liked about that is that that was some kid who was just saving their tickets, like every kid ever saved their tickets, and then it ended up at Alameda in 2023.
Sat in a storage unit for a million years, and then eventually it just disappeared. Man. Well, that was like that's like the box of the Star Trek movies, the Star Trek novels, right?
Yeah, exactly. I just finished like my fifth one. I'm reading them all, and
it's like
just to honor just to honor that I had all those, man. And I remember reading them. Like I was telling Walker actually that like in college I probably read 2 Star Trek novels a week, and he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Because." Dude, you don't understand. Like
there was nothing else to really do.
We went to college, right? We studied, and then we did our homework, and then we like bothered girls, and then until they told us to leave them alone, and then we went home, and then we don't have iPads, man. Like we don't have phones, I mean, like. So you read comics or a paperback or something.
There wasn't even a computer area, probably.
Right, exactly. Yeah. We didn't even have computers.
Like we had a computer
the size of a campus.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's cool.
I mean, did they even have computers back then, Larry? Or
They did. I was not in caveman times, but you know what it was? They had rows of like Macs and whatever access ports to the mainframe MS DOS shit. I didn't really deal with that stuff, but they were all like along a corridor in the library, so you had to reserve time on the computer.
Running off of one wire.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's funny. No, Alameda is great for stuff like that, like just the randomness of the finds, and
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah, 2 weeks.
We looked. It's May 5th, right?
Yes, it's always the first Sunday of the month.
Sunday. That's what I was trying to tell Walker. It's the first Sunday. So yeah, it looks like that lacrosse will be over, so we can attend this one provisionally.
I also believe volleyball will also be done, which is a indirect blessing. So that's nice.
Yeah.
Are your girls doing volleyball?
Harper is on a travel volleyball team.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Reno this weekend.
Yeah,
right?
last weekend, Lauren and Harper were in Reno.
Oh my God, help us!
Yeah.
So
whose idea was that?
She's good. She's good. So it's kind of one of those things where when you take up a hobby and then they figure out you're actually good at it, they're like, oh, you could actually do this at a higher level.
I get that, and as a parent, you have to support that.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah.
So,
And then me, Steve, Jez, and Marlo went bowling.
Yes.
And we watched Steve's daughter roll her first strike.
That's right. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
So that was fun.
Yeah.
And then we did some junk shopping. Marlo got which. Hold on, I want to show you something I found at a thrift store the other day, which I think is going to blow your mind, Mark. Because the fact that this is still out in the world kind of is insane. But hold on one second.
Yeah. And while Steve's gone, I can also say that I bowled a 200 game. No big deal.
Did you really? That's impressive, man.
It was the best game I've ever bowled. And like every time I got a strike, Steve was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "I don't know."
Mark bowled like a 300. Did he?
Yeah, that's
son
what
of a
you just
bitch.
said. Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Steve likes to say 300. So when I say 200, people go, "Oh."
I've never bowled a 200.
Yeah.
What did your friend Larry say? That's impressive.
Yeah, 100%. Well, Mark's the bowling expert now, so
I tip my ears to you.
Okay, ready? I found this at a Goodwill in piles of stuff.
Ooh!
Oh, no way!
Hold on. Brand new. It's not sealed, but it is brand new. Like this has been sitting in some perv's like shelf for like
40 years.
And I was like, when I was looking through all the
gloss
stuff.
Finish on that VHS cave is insane, man.
Yeah,
that wasn't
beautiful.
On the shelf.
Look at that.
That wasn't on the shelf. That was in a drawer somewhere.
And I'm like, I'm like looking, and I'm just like, that can't be what I think it is. And I was just like, as it's like stuck between like like a dusty Pinocchio and Snow White tape. I'm like, what the hell is this? Anyway.
Oh, dude.
I'm sure it was stuck. Dusty,
yeah.
I'm sure.
But I was like, well, I guess I'll get that for $1.
That's great. That that's worth something to somebody.
Oh, the only reason I'm showing it because it's full circle with our conversation about getting things graded. Because I'm also I don't know if they will, so I got to send a picture of it because it's like I have that. I have a copy of. I've showed you the copy of Eraserhead that I got, right? Like the pristine, perfect copy of Eraserhead. I don't know.
It's funny. Steve, speaking of Steve and I, Steve found this. Yeah, look at that. Steve, we found these badges from a set badge rated X movie, but it's like I love Mary. She's just like so like. But then also there's Tom.
So what's that from?
Closed set Movie X. They're like
so adult film. Like these are people who just worked behind the scenes who had to like wear their badge to get in. But like Mary's face. It's just
Great.
if I can get it to focus up. Like she's just like, what?
She's like, what am I taking a picture for? What do I do?
You want proof that I'm working on this
I
porn
didn't
set?
sign up for this.
Yeah.
No, Mary, it's just your badge. All right.
Nutso. Just the stuff you find out in the world. Like that's all. That's why. And to do it and like to walk around with you guys and just like see what's out there is just so crazy. It's just crazy. That's all. The easiest way to say it.
Well, it totally improves our life because when we're out doing similar things, we like go, oh, we have stuff to tell Mark and Steve now, or we shorthand something like, tell mommy this is like Alameda. You know, we went to when we were in LA, we just happened to walk by It's a Wrap, which is
that's the place where all like props and like shirts and like it's costumes, right?
Yeah, it's where, but they have a storefront where it's just all the normal stuff. Where like, you know, they have endless wardrobe for extras and Cougar Town, you know, which is just endless stuff of regular clothes, right? But so somebody gets to go, oh, well, I can get this Tommy Bahama shirt for $15. And if you care, it was in the background of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but it's nobody's really cool shirt. It's just
right.
some schmo, you know? So the appeal is it's a Tommy Bahama shirt for $15, right? So it was funny because I went in there expecting to see like, you know, my office,
Yeah.
right? And it just looked like Filene's basement or something. It was very anticlimactic.
Yeah, but no, I know
Wait,
that
that's the shirt you're wearing right now.
No, this shirt was a birthday present because this is the real Magnum shirt.
I would say that's Magnum.
Yeah,
so that's why I have the Detroit, you know, doing the whole thing.
Okay.
But no, we did. Walker and I, we went to another place. I forget what it was called, but it was a storefront there when we were at Chapman doing the tour. And it was just this cool place. They had a Tron machine from the old days.
Oh, that's sick.
They had like a line of Trilbies, which I'm looking for because I got to do the Blues Brothers. I don't know. I just need a black Trilby for some reason. And so they just had these like just bananas cool retro 1950s like bowling shirt kind of things. And Walker got one with a tiki design, and I got one that just looked like the wallpaper in my grandmother's bathroom, which is why I got it. And they're just sharp, you know. It's like,
yeah,
I don't know. So we talked to the guy for like hours, and he like goes to car shows. Like we go to, you know, Alameda. That's where that came from.
Nice.
Anyway, I thought it was cool. You bring your cool 1950s stuff to a car show. Of course that works, right?
Oh yeah. I mean,
because they're sick of looking at cars. Oh, look at these cool shirts.
Let me get something a little different. Yeah. One of these days, I know you joke about it, but one of these days we're gonna go and just get a table just to get rid of stuff, like just to do it.
I'm not joking about that. I'm gonna be one of those guys that's there at 12:01 and you know, gets everything set up and then goes to sleep until everybody starts moving around. And I start yelling at people.
Yeah,
hey, fuck you, keep it down.
I told you that. I think I told you the story about the guy who I saw grab the. We talked about the Star Wars ones, right?
Oh yes.
Okay, yeah. Like the stuff I've seen. I talked to my dad about it because it's like the stuff I've seen there doesn't make sense. That's what I mean. Like the stuff you find there, if you're willing to look, it's nuts. It's nuts. that just well, even the whole like the binders of Magic cards that I, you know, like it makes no sense. Like,
and you sold one of those cards for like a ridiculous amount of money, right?
Yeah. I had to buy them. I had to buy everything to find that one card in there. But it's I don't know. It's fun. It's cool.
The one thing
Chris
that
is a Bay Area guy, so he should probably know about it. If he hasn't, he should definitely like. And I think he's a collector too, so he should definitely make a venture out.
Chris just moved though, man. He doesn't need more junk in his house.
Yeah, true.
The one thing
or
I
he
missed
needs
is
more
that,
junk.
that Navy pressure diver suit. I was
It's
kind of
broken
wish
up.
that.
It's broken up. I see
That's the thing. He's like, I'm not gonna break this up, and I'm like, well, I mean, you could sell the helmet right now, and the rest of this is trash.
Yeah.
Well,
So why would I give you an extra $300 for trash?
Well, you know what probably happened is what always happens is, oh, how much is the whole thing? Cool. Here's $500. I'm just taking the helmet. You can
Right.
you can throw the other stuff away. I don't want it. I'm not gonna
Right.
I'm not lugging those boots back to my car. So, and then he's stuck with those boots because he's like, well, I already lugged the boots here, so now I can make a couple extra bucks on the boots. Because you know, anyone who's there, you never see anything go into the garbage can. You know what I mean? They're not there to like just make. There are guys that go like that show up in like the U-Haul and they bring everything out. And if you stay late enough, like till like 3:00, they're like, free, make it go away.
An offer.
Yeah, make it go away.
Yeah.
And, anyway,
it's fun.
It is fun.
Is it one of those antique old heavy Navy diver suits with like the big clunky boots and the helmet? Okay.
Yes.
Cookie. Give me my 5 steps.
That's right.
The Cuba Gooding Jr. suit. Yeah, exactly.
I haven't seen that movie in a while.
You gonna watch it tonight? No, you don't watch it.
No, I'm what have I watched? Oh, I rewatched The Flash because it keeps on staying pretty prominently high in my Amazon Prime for some reason. Not that
the new Flash with Keaton? Okay.
Yes. And
new Flash?
Here's what I will say. Michael Keaton was so awesome in that movie that I have to imagine that someone told Tim Burton that like, hey, Michael Keaton's is going to reprise Batman. And I know that he was already in talks to do Beetlejuice, but Tim Burton within like 5 minutes was like, let's do Beetlejuice. And he's like, all right, I'm in. Because it was, it was, you could honestly watch the Batman Returns, put a scene that says 35 years later, introduce Keaton as Batman in that movie, and I would have been, I was in. It was great. He was great in it. And I watched it the first time and didn't really like it. I don't know why I liked it more this time.
You got to get through a lot of weirdness to get to that scene, though.
I loved it,
and I don't, and the kid who plays the Flash was fine.
Not bad.
And I think
I love the Superwoman girl. She was great.
I grew up on DC's 80-page giants, and that's all that was. It was an 80-page giant. Give me movies like that all day long. And they're like, it doesn't make any sense. Shut up, you're a moron. That movie made all this sense. Oh, well, this didn't look right. No, shut up. We got to see Nick Cage in his fucking Superman suit. Just be quiet.
Oh, what did you post yesterday with Wolverine's shoulder pads? It's like, take off the sleeves, but not like that. Like, God damn it.
I know. It's just so stupid. It's like,
and that movie looks bonkers. Deadpool 3, I cannot wait.
Oh, I can't wait for that,
dude. I read the entire spoiler of it.
Yeah,
I can't even share it with you guys.
20th Century Fox.
I don't want.
It's all the characters like Elektra, Daredevil.
Listen, I've read the whole. I read it all. I know everything except the post-credit scenes. I will not even wreck it for you guys because I think it's going to be one of those.
I want to see. Wait,
yeah. What? Like, why don't we have that? I would very much like to read that.
Yeah, okay.
I want that all spoiled for me. And frankly, I'm mad that you don't have the mid-credit scenes.
I don't have the post-credit scenes.
That's where I'm at.
All I know is that the supposedly like the final post-credit scene is the scene that kicks off everything. Like that's the scene.
Yeah, that makes sense. They introduced the Beyonder or whatever, right?
Yeah. The big rumor that I was reading today, and I've only seen it in one place, and it got pulled down already, is that the plan right now is they're securing rights to cast members for the next Avengers film. Avengers 5, which will not include Fantastic Four in any capacity. So there will be no talking about that. But they're securing Avengers now for the next few movies. So they're working through contracts now of like Chris Hemsworth and who's going to be in it. And then the big rumor is, regardless of the Blade movie, at the end of Secret War, Snipes is Blade, and that's how they end. That's going to be an element of the Secret War.
Weird.
Well, that will be cool. I would start paying attention again.
Yeah.
I just don't. Blade's just too dumb because it's like, hey, everybody, I need some help with this vampire problem that's apparently been going on this whole time and no one's mentioned. And so if they just hand wave it and go, hey, look at Wesley Snipes, I admire that.
Yeah,
absolutely. Let's
go. Yeah, the only like,
it's just been going on this whole time. We haven't gotten to that yet. Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, we saw the thing about Gambit, X-23, Elektra, and then the only other one that I've seen in two places, confirmed in two places, is that most likely Evans is Human Torch. And they pull a Brad Pitt.
Vanisher.
They pull a Brad Pitt Vanisher thing where he gets killed in like a minute, like a being there. Yeah, and essentially what you're seeing is that the Ant-Man head is essentially the universe that everyone gets thrown in when everything.
Well, that's in Loki. They establish that it's like the end of time, the nexus point where all like variants get thrown eventually.
Yes. Yeah. So it's like all the crumbling universes get thrown into this one, and then Cassandra Nova has manipulated the purple thing that like
the eater of the shit. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and then I guess Cassandra Nova goes to all the different dimensions and kills all the Xaviers and keeps their wheelchairs as like trophies.
That's fucked up.
Which is kind of crazy. Anyway, I'll
right. This reminded me of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Please, there's so many.
No.
Too funny.
Yeah.
But no, I like the reason one of the reasons I brought that up is like, what do you think the post-credit scene could be? Like, do you establish Wolverine, or the other thing is, the other thing, spoiler. So if you don't want to know, I guess Deadpool, before he gets to Hugh Jackman, goes to other dimensions.
Oh yes,
and it's other Wolverines, but it's all the fan fiction Wolverine people that. So it's like Daniel Radcliffe,
Harry Potter,
Taron Egerton, all these, and then he finally makes it to the Hugh Jackman, who's in a universe where shit went bad.
Yeah,
so that's why he has no idea who he is.
Well, and they're even saying that like the reason why he's like, listen, lady, I don't need it, whatever, like, is because that universe is Deadpool's a woman. Like I've seen, and just all these different Deadpool variants. There's like the Ryan Reynolds with the top knot, handsome looking Deadpool.
Yeah, but there's all like
it's gonna be madness, and I can't wait. I'm gonna be
screaming.
And I can't believe it's happening when we're in Comic-Con, right? It comes out that week.
Does it?
After, which I think is so bold. They're like,
no, you're gonna go home and watch it.
Right, go home, man, because we're not gonna be part of that San Diego thing. We're gonna be the dessert for you. We know that you're gonna go see us, and you're gonna fucking love it. So go home, do your laundry, see if you have COVID or not.
I can't get tickets. I can't get tickets to it yet. I've already looked. I'm still trying. I'm Furiosa is still 30. I don't know if it's 30 days out.
Okay, so Comic-Con July 25th through July 28th. Deadpool 3, July 26th.
Oh, it is. It's right in the middle of it.
So it's like
Jesus.
Okay, I can find. I can get tickets for it. I'll get tickets for it in San Diego if you want. Because there's no way in hell that we're walking around and everyone's
They're
like,
probably gonna have, dude. They're probably gonna have showing at the stadium or something.
Yeah.
no.
Like
I bet you
we
bet
should
you Hugh Jackman and Ryan
we
Reynolds
should look into what's going on with that.
Yeah. Because to see
That's
Deadpool
ground
3 in
zero.
San Diego would actually be a wild time. It'd be Infinity War level craziness.
It's just that's the kind of thing that Ryan Reynolds would make happen.
he has mastered marketing, so
Yeah.
I would only. He knows exactly what to do to get the most press out of this ever.
Yeah.
You know what? For proof of that, just look at Deadpool 3, man. The excitement for that movie is fucking Avengers Endgame level.
Oh,
and that took Marvel 22 movies across 10 years to do. Yeah. DC still can't do it. And Ryan and his buddy Hugh from Australia basically wound everybody up with their press. Yeah. You know what I mean? It costs nothing for audience to buy into this movie.
And this is the guy.
And then they just go here.
Was it even like Ryan Reynolds like, hey, listen, I know I was going to announce something about Deadpool 3. I don't have anything, but we're working on it. We're really excited. And then all of a sudden, Hugh Jackman walks by in the back and he's like, hey, you want to come back as Wolverine? Yeah, sure. And he's just like, yeah, you motherfuckers.
Dude, he's
listen, scraps.
He's brilliant at marketing. He's brilliant at marketing.
Yeah. I mean, the reason why Deadpool even exists, right, is because that test footage leaked on the internet.
Well, yeah, of course there's that. We should give that the props, but I was going to start at that's the beginning. I was going to start at the end where they have in that trailer where Deadpool's like, let's fucking go. And then they cut to Wolverine. He's like, yeah, let's fucking go. It's like, that's like just a masterclass. And like, here you go. Just put it on the t-shirts, put it on the gumball machines, and you get kids getting it. It's okay to say the F word now.
Well, it's
for real, man. They're like, every parent's gonna go, well, it's Wolverine and Deadpool. Yeah. Let's fucking go. You're right. Like, don't tell mommy. Let's fucking go.
Oh, listen,
that's gonna happen across the country.
Just think about. This is where we always joke about having like the one head of state that like owns everything. This is where Feige is like Feige is brilliant beyond even what he does.
Yeah.
Because think about every time before this, and he's fine. He's like, nope, this is the one that we do it with. Like this is the one you just let go crazy. And sure, that probably seems like a logical, but he has held that tight for a very long time. There's no reason why any of these previous movies couldn't have been that Guardians of the Galaxy or any of these other ones, And like, even if he did, like, I was even thinking
Guardians 3 was the first F-bomb in the Marvel universe. Yeah.
Right. And it's just like, you could think about like how many opportunities he's had to like really let it just go. And that's over there. Crazy. Like, that's crazy. That's over there. And he's held it this long for a Deadpool 3. Like, that's the part that's like kind of, I mean, given we've had Deadpool 2 and Deadpool 1, but it's like, this is the first one where he's like, no, I approve. We're good.
Just go bonkers. Do whatever you get. Yeah, get.
And by the way,
bring back Elektra. Bring back Ben Affleck, Daredevil. Yeah, who cares? Just whatever you think is going to happen.
And say my name in the movie. Break the fourth wall about
me. In the trailer.
That's nuts.
Well, and plus his robot character in She-Hulk. But the thing about Feige that's so cool is that's the three-dimensional chess guy, right? Because it's not even that. It's not even really that impressive because great job. You're winning at a game that no one else can play, right? Like, of course, every move you make is perfect because you're the guy that's building the road that everyone else is going down. So,
Yeah, but you got to think though. Deadpool wasn't on his road.
Oh, I'm not taking anything away from him, but I
see
also see him going, well, this is the easiest meeting that I have ever. It's like, look, of course, Disney, you would never do this, and that's why we get to do it now.
Right.
And then there's no counter argument to that. It's like, you're absolutely right. If this goes bad, we get to blame it on Deadpool and 20th Century Fox and all that shit. But Lenny,
yeah,
right?
Oh, 100%.
Can be responsible for saving the Marvel universe.
Right. Imagine, right. Like you're gonna see a guy dressed up as Deadpool in Disney World.
Yeah. Fucking red, brown, clear Captain America. They're insane if they don't do that. Fucking Nicholas Hammond Spider-Man. Like, if you're gonna do it, do fucking everybody. Everybody. Because people like me and Chris Sagasag remember those guys. Yeah. And Steve Chung's friends with them on Facebook.
Yeah. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. Right, exactly. And whoever came up with that, it was either Reynolds himself or somebody who gets that guy's voice, because let's fucking go. That's what it is, right? But the genius of Marvel is that they took I didn't think they were going to beat, 8/8/14. You're welcome. But the only way you beat it is to do the opposite end. It's like, we gave you everything you want. You're welcome. We're not those guys anymore. We're the guys that do fucking everything. Let's fucking go.
Right. Right. Could you imagine? Like that's
brilliant.
That's the banner. Brilliant. That's the banners at Comic-Con.
Yeah. LFG.
Right.
Yes, I agree.
Man, what do you think Marvel's booth's going to look like this year? That's going to be damn. My brain is not processing the whole concept that Deadpool is going to be released that week.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely bringing my variant jacket because that's like the all-purpose costume now forever.
Yeah. The variant shirt.
Just put a different cap on, Ant-Man, but I'm the variant Ant-Man.
I got my variant shirt in 2020, put it in the closet for a couple years, and now it's ready to come back out.
Too awesome.
My Dark Expo 2010 shirt, that's just getting more and more minty.
Yeah.
Now that Tony Stark has died, thank you. Up in heaven, we love you 3000.
Oh, that's just all right. Well, I think that's a good segue, because we're almost close to 4
to leaving.
Yes, but it also is going to put me down the rabbit hole to find the thing.
Yes,
but I'm also
the thing that you read.
Yes, but also I'm trying my best to find what this post-credit scene is, because supposedly someone has seen a release of it, and Liefeld, who's probably blowing smoke up everyone's ass, is just like, he's like, the post-credit scene is the best thing I've ever seen. And that's what the guy said, and then Liefeld said, it is the best thing I've ever seen. So
I still... stuff like that, I don't doubt it and then doubt it at the same time, because that's what Kevin Smith said. Ben Affleck sent me a pic on his phone of him in the suit, and it's the best fucking thing I've ever seen, and we're all gonna I was crying, and we're all gonna fucking love it. And yes, you're absolutely right, but it just looks like a Frank Miller drawing. So I see a thing where Rob Liefeld sees this thing and it looks just like something that means a lot to him personally. He's like, this is the best fucking thing I've ever seen. And you'll be like, yeah, I totally see that intellectually, how Rob Liefeld would think that was the best fucking thing he ever saw.
Well, I'm on the hunt. My thing is, I have
Haley
to assume...
Atwell in a spacesuit. That's where the bar is.
I'm in. 6 to midnight. All right, guys. Till next time.
Yes. For sure.
Yeah, thanks, man. Always a blast.
Always a pleasure.
Guys. Thanks, Chris.
Yes,
thanks
for
hanging
out with us. What a guy.
Yeah. Awesome. Gentlemen.
All right. Hasta.